Hello friends, welcome to my channel Sushant. Today we are at the next topic and we are going to do an analysis of a position. We will see how to break down a complex position. This position has come right after the opening. It is from Alexander Alekhine's game. Alexander Alekhine was the 4th world champion. We see how he goes about exploiting the weaknesses in the black position. If we look at the position, we see that the development is roughly level. In fact, white has 4 developed pieces. He has used a3 to attack the bishop, which black has ignored. The problem is not the hanging state of the bishop, because queen takes a1 is there, but the king in the center. Along with these combining factors, some loose pieces around the b4 bishop is loose. There is a relation happening on this d1 g4 diagonal where the g4 can be exploited. And the most important fact, when queen takes a1, the queen's placing on a1 will not be a great one. In spite of all this, it's not very easy to exploit the advantages of the white's position. If white goes ab instantly, then queen takes a1, and if he tries to trap the queen by means of nd2 or something, then bishop takes e2, and we see that the queen has place on the a6 square, maybe after taking knight b4. So white uses some of these factors which we discussed just now along with the king in the center, and he finds the very strong d5. This a into b4 move can be used as an intermezzo at several junctures, we can see. Now after bishop takes c3, we see that there is just dc, when the c3 bishop will have to escape, and after c takes b7, white will have almost a winning position. So d5 forces black to react. In the game ed was played, ed is far better than the move nd5, since after knight takes d5, e takes d5, white has the very strong knight d4. See how nicely he is using the king's position in the center and this hanging bishop. We see that after b2, queen e2 check, this bishop will have to retire now, because there is, let's say, any move like king f8, there can be nb3 followed by ab. Even the move direct ab is very strong. And after bishop e7, white can go with knight c6, b takes c6, and here rook e1, which will put the black king permanently in the center. One analysis I would like to show. After re1, qc7, white here has many options. There is qg4, but it just allows black to castle. There is another move bg5, forcing him to go f6, and now here white can use the move rook c1. Point is, if fg, then rook c6. Even better is bishop h4. Now several threats are there. For example, one is queen h5 check. So let's say black goes with move like qd7, then rook c1, threatening rook takes c6, rook c8, and here qh5 check, g6, queen h6. See how swiftly white has exploited black's poor king placing. h8 cannot develop. Now there are multiple threats. One is bf6 and other is qg7. So it's winning for white. In the annotation to the game, Alekhine mentions the move knight d4 as the main candidate. Now the problem is, after bishop g4, this d4 knight hangs, and in many cases a into b4 will be taken. Just let's say, for example, after knight e6 here, we can do be6 fe and use queen h5 check. See how we are forcing the hanging state of the bishop in this line. fe, queen h5 check, g6, queen e5, forcing him to castle, and after castle there comes ab4, when after queen a1 there is bishop h6. The queen is attacked by the rook and there is mate on g7. So after queen f1, king f1, white will have a winning position. After the move knight c6 also, we see a takes b4, forcing queen takes a1, and here also white has the very strong move. First queen e2 check, forcing the king to go to f8, kd8 loses to bg5 check, queen would be lost, and after king f8 he has the very strong b5. Stopping the move queen a6, when the point is that after nd4 there is queen e5. Knight takes b5 allows bh6 and the position is lost. Black can try the intermezzo, rook e8 here attacking the queen, but see after bishop e3 another intermezzo, bishop blocks the rook's attack, rook attacks the queen, pawn attacks the knight and a piece is lost. So there will be two bishops against the rook and white will have a very pleasant, we can say almost winning game. So these lines show us why the move nd5 was bad for black. Let's return to the main game now. So we see how Alekhine by precise play and calculation, means finding proper candidate moves at every juncture, solves the position using the several factors which we just mentioned. The loose piece on b4, the relationship on this diagonal and the king in the center. So black went ed5 and now comes the move ab4. First using the open file and now forcing the queen to occupy a poor place on a1. The idea is very interesting. This time the knight ventures to d2. Threat is knight b3. Let's say this bishop just moves, then knight b3 and the queen is trapped. The queen has no place. Such small points become intricate part of the main theme. This is what we see when we analyze master games in detail. They are basically the blend of tactics and positional factors which the weaker players generally try to segregate. Now here we see that bishop into e2 is forced. So bishop takes e2, queen takes e2. After the move king f8, not only the king position is weakened, but after b5 we see that there is going to be the next move nb3. It must be noted that after the instant nb3 there is queen a6, b5, qb6. When after bc6 there is queen into b3. So white also plays carefully here. b5, knight d4, qd3, and after the knight moves there is the move nb3 and white would be winning. Thus black takes his knight away to e7 and now white uses the poor placing of the knight on e7 and this poor placing of the queen with the move re1. Very important in between move. Now there is threat on e7. We can see that knight g8 loses to knight d5. So black castles, and after castle the point is that after queen e7 there is re8. So seemingly it's like black has defended himself, but now comes nb3 forcing the queen to a6, and when after the trade of queens we see that the knight on e7 is lost. We can say brilliant play by white, and white has actually made it like a full-fledged combination. I'll show you the remaining game without much analysis. Ra b8 trying to get the file, b5, a takes b5, forcing the file to be closed, rook takes a7. Now the black pawns b5, d5 remain weak. b4, knight e2, rook f c8, f3. How nicely see white is trying to build a fortress so that the rook cannot settle on the c2 square. The king is heading to d3 and the e knight is coming to the d4 square. Bishop will remain on c1 for some time. Then after the trade of rooks which black wants, because the white rook is active, we will see that white will be able to free his game. Black plays rook 8, rook takes 8, rook takes 8, king f2, knight d7, knight f4 attacking the d5 pawn, knight b6, king e3, rook c8, kd3. The rook's entry is stopped and now it's time for white to reap all the benefits of the position. First threat is b3 followed by knight takes d5. Black plays g5, but after nh5 we see that several things are hanging over here. One of the main problems is that after h6 white has lot to choose from. White can go f4, white can use the move bishop e3. When after nc4, bd4, we see how nicely the b2 pawn is protected and there will be the move nf6 check. He can also use the other way around, nf6 check, kg7, bishop e3, king f6, bb6 should win after bc5 followed by bb4. and if knight c4 now, then comes the move bishop d4. So now several threats are there on the black king and the d5 pawn would be lost. So black preferred to resign after the move knight h5. All in all, we can say brilliant play by Alekhine. These kind of examples I feel are very good for players ranging from anywhere from 1600 to 2000 level. I hope you are finding these lessons useful and instructive. Thanks for your time.